Hi, I'm Sue O'Hanlon, and I'm here to bring you the Wednesday Refresh. I don't know how many of you are following along with reading through the Bible in a year that our church has been doing, but I have been, and a little caveat to that, I'm not perfect. And so when I get behind, I don't try to catch up right then. I just start right back in, and then I catch it up when I have time. However you read scripture, it's really beneficial. And it's been a very interesting journey for me to read this way this year. Today, or earlier this week, in those readings, we're reading through Philippians as one of the passages. And Philippians 2 has been an important passage to me. Early in my Christian life, the Lord used it to teach me some things. And he was reminding me of them, and I need them for now. So I want to share them with you. In Philippians chapter 2, verse 14, it says, "Therefore, do everything without complaining or grumbling." Actually, this version I'm reading says arguing. The original version I memorized it in was grumbling. I memorized the chapter as an older teenager because it was so significant in my life. It says, "Do everything without complaining or grumbling so that you may become blameless and pure, children of God, without fault in a crooked and depraved generation, in which you shine like stars in the universe as you hold out the word of life." That's pretty impactful to me. Do everything without complaining or grumbling, because so that you may be blameless and pure, children of God without fault in a crooked and depraved generation, in which you shine like stars in the universe as you hold out the word of life. So our grumbling impacts the world. It's part of our work of the kingdom. I really believe we are kingdom kids, and we're supposed to be about kingdom business in our work, in our life, and part of it is do everything without grumbling. Now, I'm not a huge grumbler, but I have been known to have my moments. And in fact, not too long ago in my little prayer group online, as I was disappointed in something, I had a lot of emoticons, and I said, "This is me grumbling and having a little fit," and then I repented immediately. But as I was thinking about this, and kind of praying into that this week, I was also reminded that Jesus said, I'm just going to pick something up that I dropped here. In John 16:33, "I have told you these things, that in me you will have peace." He's talking to the disciples about that they're going to be scattered and he's going to be sacrificed. And he says, "In this world you will have troubles, but take heart. I have overcome the world." Now, the Lord's worked a lot with those verses on me before. I've known trouble. We've known trauma in our family. We've known troubles in our family. And as I was thinking about this, do everything without grumbling or complaining. Don't be so caught off guard that you have troubles. Of course you'll have troubles, but I've overcome them. I got a picture, and I was praying into this because I knew I was going to do a refresh this week. I got a picture of a high school trip that I was on. It was an overnight canoe trip, a camping canoe trip. So we were in canoes, and you had to pass a swim test or wear a life jacket, and I had passed the test, so I didn't have a life jacket on. We had some stuff tied into the canoes, and we also had a support van that was going ahead to where we were going to camp. So we didn't have our tents and stuff in there. But they had told us, and we weren't in class 5 rapids. We were probably in 2s and 3s maybe. And it was canoes, not kayaks. But if you get tipped over, don't panic. Let your canoe go. It'll wash over to the side and we'll get it downstream. Grab your paddle because you will lose the paddle otherwise. Get your feet pointing downstream, and your legs kind of act as little shock absorbers as you come across rocks. You don't want to be head first on those. And then you just ride it out. Keep your head above water, keep your backside down, feet downstream, and just ride it out. Don't try to swim to the side until the creek or the river bends, and then it'll kind of wash you towards the side. Then you swim over. If you fight it, you'll have a harder time. You can get caught in an eddy. You can get in trouble. Just keep your head up, grab the paddle, let the canoe go, feet downstream, ride it out. So we were on a curve, and these boys decided that they would be really funny and tip over the girls' canoe, of course. And at first, of course, we all got mad. But that quickly changed to, we need to make sure we do this right. And so we had our hats on, we had our sunglasses, and we grabbed our paddles, and we laid back, and we rode it downstream. And I remember at some point I had this thought that, this is a part of the trip we wouldn't have seen if this didn't happen. It was like a reframe. We call it, as therapists, we call it a reframe, thinking of it a different way. And it went just as we had been told. And when we got down to where the river bent, we were able to swim over and get our stuff. Now our canoe, it did bend the keel, so that was a problem, but it wasn't our fault, so that was good. But I started thinking about these two verses and that trip and the Christian life. And we think that in the Christian life, it's supposed to be smooth sailing. Like, I'm a therapist, and so I hear people all the time, if I just get past this, then, if I could just have this happen, then, if I could just get through school, if my husband would just get the understands, or my wife, or whatever, there's always that, if I could just get that next job, if I can just get through this season, whatever it is, then life will be better. And then I'm reminded, Jesus said, but in this world you will have troubles. He's saying, don't be caught off guard by them. I read a book not long ago that talked about, and I think I've thought of a lot of times, it's kind of like we expect here in this life to be Eden or to be heaven, and it's not gonna be. It is a broken world. It's like, here's what we want it all to fit nicely, and it's broken. Sin broke the world, and there will be problems. Don't expect it to be like this. This is normal life, and once in a while we catch a little bit of this. But mostly there will be problems. So then what do we do, Lord? How do we not complain and not grumble? How do we not get discouraged? So I have this picture. And this, you have to go with my metaphor here. The paddle is like grabbing Jesus and hanging on and do the things you know to do. Get your feet downstream, keep your head up, and just ride it out. And learn how to ride the waves in his peace. At the beginning of that verse in John, it says, I have told you these things so that you will have peace. So I have this new picture. As I'm asking the Lord in my life, Lord, would you teach me to ride it out, the troubles in peace, recognizing your presence, feeling you around me, feeling your peace. So think on that this week. Bless you. I hope you have a great week.